We are the team Pyrobytes. We have chosen a problem statement ID 1715, in which they have asked to do a mobile application for Indian Sign Language users to communicate with the non-sign language users. We are going to present our idea in this PPT in depth. We are making an app which would give a solution for the following problems. Here, the problem we have given in a PPT that addressing the problems where the non-sign language user and a sign language user is difficult to communicate with each other. Though if a non-sign language user doesn't know about doesn't have any knowledge of a sign language, if a sign language user doesn't have a knowledge about a read or writing, then it will be difficult. It will be more difficult to communicate with them each other without another person who knows or act as a translator. We are giving or propose a solution for this problem. We are making an app which would help which would help both of the non-sign language users and the sign language users to communicate well with their ideas and etc. In this app, we are going to do a translator which acts to communicate with both of the non-sign language users and the sign language users. If the user is giving it in a text form, input as a text form, it would convert it into an animation and give as a sign language for the sign language users. For the sign language user, if they give a video or the video of the sign language user, then it would communicate it to a non-sign language user through a text form. For example, if a person using a sign language user is in Gujarat, he doesn't knew Gujarat, and he is not able to communicate with the other peoples. In such cases, this app would be helpful for the other person who wants to communicate with him. If he does a sign language, then the video would be captured and processed in this app, and we convert it into a text. Though the Gujarat person or the other user would communicate with the sign language to this sign language user. In this app, we have give a uniqueness of if we are playing a YouTube video, even though many of the video doesn't have a captions, we are proposed a solution for this by giving us sign language that will translate on spot as the video is processed as well. It will help the non-sign language user to communicate with the sign language user, or then processed YouTube video in which they have given in which there is no caption is there. It would be helpful for the sign language users. Thus it will lively translates the audio and the video as a mini player will be run on the side to ensure or to give the understands to the sign language users. We are using a Flutter, computer vision and natural language processing and deep learning for this or developing an app. For a Flutter, we are creating an app, computer vision to process the video, natural language to translate the models, and deep learning frameworks such as TensorFlow and PyTorch. Let us consider an input is given in a form of a video or the real-time video. The video would be processed and the Indian Sign Language would be detected from that video and the text would be generated. And the spelling correction and the grammatical correction will be checked by the spell correct and the grammatical correction model. Then it will be transferred into a sentence translation model. Then it would be multiple language. Then it would be accessible by the multiple language in which the user too wants to hear or which the user to mother tongue or etc. other tongue is. The audio or the text would reach the user too. He would understand what the user one is trying to say with the sign languages which they have performed. The user two wants to communicate with the user one. Then he would give in a form of a text or the audio. Then then again the text or the audio will be recognized, and the spell and the grammatical correction will be checked, and the sentence translation. We have built the model in English language, though we cannot able to, though the model are very high, we are not able to process. We are trained the dataset model in English language. We are translating the text and the audio to the by the sentence translator to the English language, and the Indian Sign Language converter would convert it into animation and give it as a output which is understandable by a sign language user. In feasibility and viability, it would be a rising high demand for the communication tool. Yeah, absolutely raising a high demands. Though the communication bridge between the non-sign language user and a sign language user is still under the process, I would suggest our app will give a best output in that problem. AI advancement. We use many AI advancement tools in this app, and we give an updates to this app by the current society or etc. Data availability. The data that exists for the training or the improving the model cost efficiently, it would be, our app will be very cost efficient, even though this even though this project contains challenges and risks, we would give a better solution by making the model well trained and using many AI tools. Data quality must be a risk for our project. If the data is not available, or the much data is not, as for the Indian languages, each sign language would, according to their mother tongue, the sign language may differ. It would be a very riskful for this idea, and it would be overcome by using a better trained project or expert with the collaborations engaging in this project by collecting a many of the dataset as much as possible to train our model. We have given a strategies for overcoming and challenges of the problems we have talked about. Then we move on to the impact and the benefits. For impact and benefits, we are having a many benefits from this app. It acts as a bridge for the non-sign language user and the sign language user. From it would process the video from the YouTube or any other movies which doesn't have a caption, or for if a sign language user is not well educated or knowledgeable about the other languages, then it would be very helpful for them. Thus the video will be processed from the YouTube and convert it as a sign language in a mini player box, which would help the sign language users to watch audio, which watch videos and other platforms. It is used to learn. It will helpful to learn a non-sign language user about the sign languages. The research and the reference links are given below, which would be helpful to give more information about this app and the dataset we have used in our project.